Hey, World Entertainment. And you've probably heard this, or you might have seen other videos talking about this, and it's a strange one. Now, it's also to be taken with a big grain of salt, because this is rumor, and the thing that makes you really go, oh, we really got to take this with a grain of salt, like massive grains of salt. Regardless who's the ones coming out saying this, because it's Jeff Sneider coming out saying this, and people are going, oh, he's very in the know and stuff. This is one of those stories of, oh, I met someone who knows someone else kind of story. So what it is about Superman, and that there was test screenings, and that the movie isn't good, that they're worried about it, and that they're going for reshoots. Yeah, so we will look at this. So here is what Jeff Sneider said about this. So this is his statement, and he said this on the John Rocha show or some shit. He said, I went to dinner with a source who knows multiple people who had seen Superman. The buzz is not good. It's not me trying to take the movie down. Maybe I misphrased the visual effects thing. I'm hearing bad things. I'm hearing you should be worried things. Now, a lot of time between now and July 11th, a lot of things could happen. Sounds like James Gunn is aware of some of the feedback. So that's his statement on the John Rocha show. Now, the one thing you'll see is he said, maybe I misphrased the visual effects thing. We don't know what he's talking about there. From what we know, the visual effects were not complete in this screening. Now, you see as well, he said, I had dinner with a source who knows multiple people. So here's your, oh, I know a guy who knows a guy who knows a guy type of crap. And it's kind of like, really? Sneider then referenced the recent post from The Hollywood Reporter published in their email newsletter on December 6th and said, sounds like THR is aware of some of the feedback, or they're just keeping that amazing buzz that the studio would love to have out there in the Fortress of Solitude. Read between the lines, people. And what he's talking about is THR put out this bit of information. They had written, we've heard from multiple sources about one screening in particular on the lot and with his close-knit crew of people he trusts. We're keeping the buzz about the movie itself in our own Fortress of Solitude, but we can tell you that the movie will be doing a few days of additional shooting in Los Angeles in the near term. Now, what they're talking about there, The Hollywood Reporter, is James Gunn had a screening, and it was with all of his closest friends and the people he trusts, the people he would want to be saying, oh, the movie's amazing and all this stuff. But from what they're hearing, it didn't go great either. Now, John Rocha as well, he chimed in, and what he said, it was weird, because this is what he said about it. Now, you have Jeff Sneider saying, I've heard from a guy who knows a guy who knows a guy who knows a guy that the movie's not good, it's not great, you should be worried, they're all worried, and blah blah blah. You have the Hollywood Reporter hinting that, oh, the movie's not great, and they're gonna try and do pickup shots, possibly reshoots. This is what John Rocha then says. Someone who's seen Superman told me it has the tone of the first Captain America movie and the Mummy film. Jeff Sneider laughed and yelled out, that's bad. Now, that's Sneider saying that's bad. They said Nicholas Hoult is the standout and the film was decent, but a large chunk of the film was unfinished, with only a third of the film's visual effects being done. Least amount of humor of any Gunn film, but there's still humor throughout the film. They think most people will be satisfied with the movie and it should be received well enough to continue Gunn's DCU. Now, it's interesting to see Jeff Sneider trying to say, oh, it's bad to hear that the movie's being compared in tone to Captain America, the First Avenger, and the Mummy. Captain America the First Avenger was very well received, and just about everyone likes that movie. I don't know what the issue with the tone of that movie would be. The Mummy, it depends which version. Are they talking about the Brendan Fraser Mummy? Or are they talking about the Tom Cruise, Alex Kurtzman Mummy movie? Because if it's that one, you can understand why you'd be worried. If it's the Brendan Fraser one, there would be nothing to be worried about, because again, that movie did very well and is much loved. So you don't know what quite way to take all of this. Now here is the one thing that all of these don't realise and don't say quite clearly. So you're seeing John Rocha trying to say, oh, I know someone who saw the movie. You have Sneider saying, I went to dinner with people who know people who know people. And you have the Hollywood Reporter just being the Hollywood Reporter. And they're all talking about test screenings. Yeah, there's a problem with that. No, there was no test screenings, at least to the public. They had what most studios do, internal test screenings. So this movie was not shown to the public for them to decide, oh, we like this, or oh, we have problems with this, you need to fix that. No, it was shown to the suits of Warner Brothers. So whatever the buzz is, God only knows. Do I believe the buzz is not good? Do I believe that the buzz could be great? No, because these are the suits. These are the same people who said that movie got a 10-minute standing ovation, and when people saw it went, that movie is dog shit. They're the same people who said that movie is absolute disaster and you need to change it, and people went, well, we loved it. They are not the audience. They are not the paying customer. And to have these people say, well, I know a guy who knew a guy who knows that guy who knew these people. Unless you know people who are actually a part of Warner Brothers and the crew and cast of Superman, then no, this story has no weight to it, because it's just them talking out their asshole. That somebody just went and told somebody, hey, I saw and they just made up bullshit. Because you notice as well, they don't give you any specifics. There's no like, oh, they said this part of the movie worked really well, but this thing didn't. To sit there then and try and say the movie has the tone of Captain America, the First Avenger, and the Mummy makes no real sense either. Especially when you even just look at the trailer. Where do you see it feeling and looking like Captain America and the Mummy? I don't get it. So again, take this with a massive grain of salt. As for reshoots, we have heard nothing really about reshoots. Now they're trying to say pickup shoots. Some of them are saying reshoots. If that's actually true when they do reshoots, that'll be interesting, because James Gunn is notorious for saying, I don't do reshoots. I film it. I get it right the first time. We never do reshoots. So if this thing goes for reshoots, well then we know he's full of shit, as he normally is. But we have to wait and see whether or not this comes out to be true. But again, you're hearing, oh, test screenings. Our people saw test screenings, yet they were one. By the way, that's the other thing. There's only been one test screening of this movie, and it was an internal test screening. Much like Captain America, Brave New World. All the chitter chatter about, oh, I had test screenings and about, no, the test screening that caused that movie to get basically reshot for the second time was an internal screening. That wasn't to the public. It was an internal screening. The screenings they're doing for it now apparently are public, but that one that initially made them reshoot the entire movie was an internal screening. And that's what this was with Superman, an internal screening. So to have these people come out, John Rocha of all people, and Jeff Sneider go, oh, I know people who've seen the movie and blah, blah, blah. And it's like, really? You know people who are that close to the project? I doubt it. But we'll wait and see. Who knows? So, with that, I shall leave it there for this one. Like, share, subscribe. You know the drill. Cheers, and I will catch you in the next one.